Hey guys, so if you're still here, it means you've reached the spoiler video for Shazam!
That's right. Spoilers ahead. Let's talk about some things that you liked about the movie, things that you're only going to know if you watch the movie, spoiler type things. So what are some, we were having a discussion about the intro, about the plot, when we got into the conversation about the plot, and there were some things that you didn't like about the intro. Why?
One thing I didn't like about the intro is just that almost every time now I think they're kind of starting maybe the movie with like this villain intro to kind of like get it out of the way, and I think maybe in that sense it's a little bit rushed. I really did like the way that they set up Mark Strong's character, the fact that he was actually one point when he was a kid given this opportunity and then he fucked it up, and now ever since he's been thinking about this thing ever since he was a kid.
Yeah.
Man, I want this wizard's power. Like, you know, why wasn't it me?
Yeah. I personally really like the way they introduced him, because it now created this tension throughout the years that Mark Strong's been building. Like he spent his whole life trying to get back to that attempt to get that power back, and he failed. He knows he failed, and he's been attempting it his whole life. Showing it in the beginning, I personally think it was a good choice, because now it shows that not everyone is unique, and you know it showed progression over the years, that over the years 50-60 kids were handpicked.
It wasn't just Zachary Levi, it wasn't just Billy Batson.
It wasn't just Billy Batson,
right?
So it showed progression over the years, that he was handpicking kids that he thought were unique in a specific way, and turns out that they weren't. So for whatever reason, it makes Billy Batson even that much better. Right?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting though too, because it's like the wizard at that one point, he's like, bad guy's out right now and I could keep searching for a bit longer, but you're what I have right now.
Yeah.
So he's like, let's just make this work.
Yeah, he kind of just accepted him. He's just like, let's do it.
You're the perfect guy. But he
makes sense.
he did seem like, towards the end, like he was really like figuring out, especially the one scene where he jumps off the roof and just says Shazam and then flies off. Like, you're like, whoa, this is what I came here for. Talking about the kids, we have what? We have Mary, Darla, Eugene, Pedro, and Freddy?
Yeah. If you know Shazam, if you are a fan of the comics, if you are a fan of DC in general, you know that DC has this trend of creating large families, the Batman family, the Superman family, the Wonder Woman family. Every main character in DC has this extended family of superhero friends and family. Batman has Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it really gets deep with that, right?
Shazam is no different. I knew that once those characters were casted, that they were
who they were gonna be.
I knew who they were gonna be.
See,
it wasn't a spoiler for me.
For me, like, I think it's somebody like who maybe isn't like, I know Shazam. I know I've watched a lot of, especially the new DC animated films. But like for Shazam, it was kind of cool because how many movies, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, we've seen the origins and then we've seen them multiple times, and so it was cool to like see like, oh, like Shazam has a family too, and like they're all like, he's not just like the coolest one, and like they all have something cool, and like you like even when Freddy gets the powers, I think like it was really cool to see Billy get the powers, but like he's gonna get the powers, but then when Freddy gets them, you're like, oh wow, now he's got a buddy, like they can hang out now and like charge people's phones. Spoiler.
One other part of the movie that I really enjoyed, again going back to the casting, all of the adult versions, they casted really well.
Yeah. It really felt like they grew up into that, like they were gonna be that guy, especially Freddy. But I mean, they all did have like, you're like, oh wow, like you were like so happy for them, like they grew up.
Yeah,
like
definitely the best cast was the young Freddy to the adult Freddy, which was Adam Brody. I thought that was just absolutely perfect, because the kid who played young Freddy like he acts and looks like Adam Brody.
Yeah, no, he's the same kind of. He's got that kind of like, freshman attitude.
Yeah,
like, how do you say?
That's right.
He's always up to something.
They have the same sarcasm as well.
Yes.
Right.
So it was really, it was perfect. That was like, I can't believe it.
And then the part with and then Adam Brody's levitating and he's giving the fingers to. To the demons.
Crazy things. And then what's his name? Eugene, right? Eugene, when he grows up, and then he does, he's very self-aware. He does the Hadouken at that one point. That was cool.
A few moments where I noticed that the CG, could have been a little bit better. Interactions with the seven deadly sins, because they were full CG. They were the only full CG in the movie.
True.
So there were a few moments when they were grabbing people that some of them kind of looked a little bit awkward. And again, that goes down to the budget, 'cause budget being a little bit low. But overall, like, I like the look of each.
Yeah, the seven deadly sins were cool for sure. I'm happy that we mentioned that, because that first scene you really see what they can do in the boardroom, right? And they're killing everybody, and everybody's clawing off the walls. I think just the one thing I didn't like was the fact that when the kids are being held captive by them later, it's like they were so easy to kill all these board members so easy, and it's like they kind of gave them too much of an opportunity to be alive.
True. That's true. That's a little bit of a.
The one thing I was like, that's a kind of like a plot hole to me, where I'm just like, they could totally just kill this little kid.
Dr. Savannah tells the one sin to kill them, and then they start kind of like going over them, and then he says stop, and then they listen to him.
Yeah, like the kid like hits him or something, and he's just like, okay, like he's like, I won't kill you right now. So the
sins were just like in that situation, just very easily manipulated, which was for no reason.
Two specific scenes that I actually wanted to talk about were the one scene where we have Shazam and Dr. Thaddeus Savannah up in the air, and they're both. He's saying all these evil things, and I'm gonna get you, and this and this and that. And then we have Shazam on the other side, right? And he's like, "What?
I can't hear you.
I can't hear you." I thought that was pretty cool, because it's like, like it's like a mile away, right?
That's right.
What did you think about this other scene where he's in the like the 7-Eleven and he's getting shot? He's just figuring out basically like that he's bulletproof. Like, what do you think about that stuff?
That was actually, I think, one of the funniest scenes in the movie, because we discover for the first time, along with Shazam, that he's bulletproof. So everyone's just kind of laughing it off, like, holy crap, I'm bulletproof. It was a really funny scene, and it was even funnier as they continued it.
They took it up a notch, right?
They're like, yeah, shoot me again, let's go. That was probably one of the funniest scenes in the movie.
Right, so what were we talking about?
You were talking about the final scene when Superman shows up.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
You were gonna say what?
Yeah, you're right. It was really cool to see at the end of it, Shazam actually comes through for his buddy, and he shows up in the lunchroom, and he's like, hey, like I brought somebody along. Spoiler alert, obviously, Superman shows up, but just from here down, Superman. Because we're not sure, and also DC's not sure, Henry Cavill's not sure if he's returning for Superman. They didn't make the deal for some reason to make that Shazam cameo. That would have been so sick. But I guess they're not sure what they're doing with Justice League right now, and Aquaman 2 is coming out, Wonder Woman 2 is coming out, Flash is coming out in a later date, but there's really no sign of Superman necessarily or Justice League.
From what we are understanding, they will not be moving forward with Justice League for the moment. They're going to be moving along with individual solo movies, and then leading up to